everybody? Welcome to the Kpop Kimchi podcast, your number one podcast for girl groups with the number one fanboys. I'm your host, Justin Turneau, with my co-host, Ryan Limper. And we just got done watching episode 2.
Episode dos.
Boys Planet.
Boys Planet.
Episode 2 in the books. We just watched it. It was pretty good.
Sometimes I forget how long these things are, because my gosh.
It was a good old 2-hour episode that didn't feel like
it did not seem like it was 2 hours long.
Definitely felt more of like a maybe hour and a half.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was that long. But yeah, it's pretty good.
I liked it.
Hopefully everybody went and listened to our review of episode 1
from
last week.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for you guys, I'm having all this put on a playlist, so you can just go click on it and just watch all the episodes or listen to them.
Listen to our thoughts change throughout the different episodes.
Also, apparently there's a train going past us.
So if you hear that train, it's just part of the ambiance of where we are.
That lets me know it's 1:10. It's a clockwork.
The 1:10 in the AM train.
If I don't hear it, I'm like, man, is the world ending?
Wait. That's how they
on?
told time in the olden days.
Yeah, I don't even have an alarm clock. I just know time is by the time.
The train's shaking the ground.
Or I hear the random cat outside my window meowing.
That's funny. But I guess before Boys Planet, some fun K-pop news that we discovered this week. I'm trying to think. MX is coming back.
Oh yeah, MX is coming back.
Yeah, there we go.
What's it called? It's like got some crazy name.
Man, no idea. They have
like
the wildest.
Despacito or something.
They have the wild. It looked wild.
It does look crazy.
No idea what.
Something about a docking station and something about a flower.
They had the whole thing.
Let me see if I can find it real fast.
It was really interesting. MX sticking with their like pretty crazy name stuff.
Also,
but it is a comeback.
See where Billy won an award for something.
Good job, Billy.
Good job, Billy.
You guys just whatever it was, they deserve it.
Can't wait for you to come back.
There it is. Is that what we need? It is, but not exactly. Oh, almost there.
I don't remember what it says. Congratulations, something. So that's cool.
Good job, guys. You won.
You know what? I'll take it. I don't know what it is, but I will take it.
Hey, any award is good.
I mean, honestly, I feel like in K-pop sometimes they kind of just like give them out.
Yeah, awards just kind of happen in K-pop, and you're happy when your group wins them, but at the same time, you're like, 15 other people won this award too.
Yeah, I know. What was that one that's really weird? It was like,
and they have the wildest names.
Yeah,
like the current trendy social media group award.
And there's like 14 different people that win it.
What? What is this?
It's like Artist of the Year, and there's like 25 people.
And then there's like the Top Artist Award.
Aspergo
is the name of it?
Aspergo.
Crazy name.
I mean, I can't be too shocked by it because the last one was called Intworf.
It definitely sticks with them, so
I mean, it makes sense. But yeah, they're like little EP. Oh, it's EP, so you have more than 2 songs.
Heck yeah.
But it's like a weird like metal flower heart thing going on.
In the desert. I don't know, but I think it's going to be good.
Let's see if my translate here.
Yeah, that's what we had to do with Antwerp, which was like a German word.
It's Latin for I wake up.
Let's go.
That's actually kind of sick.
That's dope. I love it. Expergo.
I wake up.
I wake up. That's sick. Let's go, NMIX. Comeback time.
Man, I'm just trying to get a list of all the random words they have for their albums and get them tattooed on my back.
Maybe it's like making one big like sentence or something.
Like LeBron's the chosen one. I'm just gonna get Intworf and underneath I'm gonna put Aspergo.
I forgot what that meant. It meant something too, like German.
Yeah, wasn't it like fashion or it was
something? Good thing we have the translate. The translation department can help us out.
We hired them.
Antwerp. It's just so funny in K-pop how everything like names and everything sound a little strange at first. But then it's like normal.
Yeah,
so like when you and I are like, oh, the Antwerp album, it's like, duh, obviously the Antwerp
Honestly, if they were just like made up
like the name Kepler, we're like, this is a weird girl, but it's just like, oh, Kepler, duh. Like, it just becomes normal.
I do remember saying when they first came out, I was like, Kepler's like the worst name.
I did not like it. I didn't like it.
It's also when you were just really mad about everything, so.
Yeah, that whole thing caused a lot of stress. Stress!
I know, apparently in German it means draft. I thought it meant something else.
I thought it meant something else too. So we have draft.
Here, let's see, hold on.
I thought it meant something else too.
Antwerp.
Now I'm like, wow, that was the sickest name of all time.
Oh yeah, I guess it's the same. Design, draft, project, outline, plan, sketch.
Okay,
so right.
Plan. Design. Ooh.
Gotta get that twang in there.
Woof.
Draft.
So it's like a design. I love it.
Yeah, I don't know. They're really just... Somebody in the bilingual department is really just going out of the way.
They
to
really
name
are.
names
I mean, they're really being creative with them, which is cool. And Enturf was awesome, so expecting big things from NMIX.
Speaking of weird words for things, while we think of other K-pop stuff that's happened, we've got some energy drinks here.
You know what we do. You know who we are.
These are Zoa.
Zoa.
And they're the Rock's energy drinks. If you guys don't know who the Rock is,
Zoa
Dwayne the Rock
Energy.
Johnson.
Famous wrestler. Well, used
Famous
to be
wrestler.
actor.
You might know him for his legendary performances in Rampage
I
or
know.
The Scorpion King. Man.
Or the Tooth Fairy movie.
But we have...
Oh, yeah, we'll go with
It
that
doesn't
one
matter.
first.
We can do
Just
whichever.
do orange first.
But we got Zoa energy drinks, and these ones are like in small cans. The other ones are like in big cans. We've tried them on some previous episodes before, and they were okay. There was one that we had that was like really bad. I don't really remember what one that was.
I think it
But
was
these
the
are
zero
like
sugar one.
it might have been. But these are like all like super small, like normal, like I guess Red Bull.
Red Bull,
size.
I'd say Red Bull style cans.
So we got, of course, one of each of them because apparently we just have
Little 12 ounces.
a lot of expendable money for.
And also at Walmart, they were on like the clearance thing for like
Yeah, I was gonna say we got
$1.50.
two of them for like $3.
They
And that's
were
just a good deal.
not expensive.
So there's like a bunch of random flavors. I'm also kind of thrown off because one's tropical punch,
And
but it's in like a blue
It's
can.
like a light aqua blue.
I don't know if you guys know, but
Tropical punch is red. Usually.
oh yeah, the red and strawberry watermelon.
They're really throwing us through a loop here.
We actually have a pretty sick list going on here of our favorite energy
Yeah,
drinks.
we've done pretty well at getting different drinks to try.
A white peach.
That sounds good.
It does.
There-
I
are
love
these-
peach flavored stuff.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
do
other
too.
one?
Are they all
Superberry? What's a
zeros?
superberry?
What the heck one was that? Oh, the orange one?
All right.
Or no,
Superberry.
the blue one's the...
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them to try. So we're gonna start out with this
Let's
one
kick it off.
because I'm kind of tired. So we need to power through this episode.
We gotta get some energy.
Ooh, get that! Actually, smells really good.
It's orange.
It is
I
orange. That's a
appreciate-
good sign.
I appreciate
Also,
when it's the color of the actual can.
for any of you who are worried that we wasted all those energy drinks last week, we drank them all. So no need to worry, friends.
No energy drinks were harmed by
we
being wasted.
drank all of them. Actually, not too bad.
Pretty good.
Tastes
Pretty
like wild
good.
orange. You know, the green zero sugar. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna
Wow,
lie.
zero sugar. No way. Kind of tastes like high C orange, which I love.
It really does. It's
That's
pretty
good.
And it doesn't leave like a weird aftertaste.
That's really my big
What?
like kicker is like, is it gonna have a weird aftertaste?
Honestly, I'm gonna give it a solid 8.
I'm gonna give them. I'll give it 7. I'll give it 7.
Orange isn't my favorite flavor and stuff because like so many flavors have orange that I don't know. It's just
That one's good.
that was good though.
And the flavor kind of just like went away. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right.
It's like, was that really just a water I drank?
I know. I like it, Zoa.
All right, let's dip
Let's
into.
do another one. What one should we
It
do?
doesn't matter. You can.
Let's
pick.
just do blue.
Ooh,
Well,
super berry. I don't know what a super berry is.
It's blue colored can. There's your ASMR. And me like choking earlier.
Yes.
There's blue.
Oh, it actually is like super blue.
Smells.
It actually smells like a mix between berries and sweat.
It
So I don't know.
smells like sweat. I got a little hint of sweat too. Is it the rock sweat?
I hope. You know, honestly, it's not
That's
terrible.
not bad either. That
It smells real
either.
bad, but it's not terrible.
Wow.
It has branched chinaminos in it.
Heck yeah.
Not awful. All
That's
right,
pretty
super
good.
berry. No, I'll give that one a solid 8.
I'll go 7 again.
All right, cool.
Damn.
Whoa,
I'm
we're
impressed.
off to a good start. We got some others
That's like the
to try.
greatest overall drink starting we've ever had.
But I know if we do all of them at the same time, everyone's going to listen to the drink review and not listen to the rest of the
Yeah,
episode.
we know why you're here.
So we're going to get into those here in a minute. It is kind of nice though drinking all these on this time because I'll wake up tomorrow and have one, and then I'll just drink them throughout the week.
Yeah, we just put them in the fridge and have them whenever.
Pretty great. Shout out to the invention of the refrigerator. How did people live before that?
I don't know.
I don't know. That was a good invention.
Especially like somewhere where it wasn't cold ever.
like
It's a lot of things. I'm like, how did you even
Arizona
invent that? Or just like, yeah,
or Mexico.
South America or something. Like, it wasn't cold there.
So,
That's
in the
geography
episode,
for you right there.
I was just talking earlier today about how none of that ever paid off for me my entire life.
Yeah,
Here we are.
why? Oh, yeah, that's what I was trying to think what you're saying. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but why don't the idol companies just have teachers because we've had a lot of people graduate today. Shout out to all the idols who are now done with middle school or high school. Juan Young graduating as a 20-year-old. We love that. But why don't the companies just have teachers to teach them? They already have like language teachers. They can't get a couple in there to get them their degrees in, like while they're. I don't know. We just don't understand how they go to school as normal people, and like an idol.
This is a good question.
Like Minji from New Jeans. That girl's so freaking popular.
We'll have to look into that and see.
That could be a whole other thing, but we'll get to the episode. Episode does.
Well, I was gonna say earlier today, the guy I work with asked me what conference, like, the Portland Trailblazers are in and the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, a little geography lesson for you. Anybody that's on the east side of the Mississippi is on the East Coast.
Yeah.
And anybody on the west side of the Mississippi is on the West Coast. That's on the Western Conference and the Eastern Conference. He's like, you're right, dude. My bad. I just forget where Phoenix, Arizona is at. I'm like, it's in the Western Conference, dude.
You know what? Sometimes Phoenix slips in there and you don't know.
But for anybody who didn't know that, that's how they separate the conferences of basketball. So.
And that actually makes sense, unlike some of these college ones, which are freaking crazy.
And now they're just getting dumber.
It's like, because basketball makes sense.
Is it California or is it UCLA or somebody's going to like the Big Ten?
Yeah, which is like geographically in the Midwest.
Which is like not even close.
They even branched out more because they have like a school in New York and then Nebraska.
It's just like so random.
It's like getting bigger, and then now their school in LA, so there's not any geographical like. It's just whoever wants to be there is there.
You know,
which I think is dumb. I think you should have it geography wise.
Well, I was gonna say, and also piggybacking on that, this is the last thing sidetracked. I always think about this. I feel like colleges would be so much sweeter if they could only recruit within their own territories. Like kind of like how Roland, you have the Midwest territory.
Yeah.
If like Illinois could only get players from like around Illinois and like Missouri and everything.
Yeah.
That would make it so much sweeter. Because like, oh yeah, this whole Illinois team won the national championship. They're all from Illinois.
Yeah.
Or like the Missouri guys are all from Missouri. Instead like, oh yeah, this guy transferred from like Arizona. This guy's from like New York.
Yeah.
This other dude's from like Germany. Like, oh okay. How many kids are actually from Illinois on their team? One? Sweet.
Yeah, sometimes there's like none, but.
I was going to be cool if they had to recruit from their own territories. So now we're an actual team from like Texas,
some
or like
teams
Washington.
Just be freaking horrible all the time, but
which I mean, it's also true in real life.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I just always thought that'd be
maybe
sweet.
You should have a certain number from that, like, hey, this has to be that, or like a certain number of stars for, like, you can only have this many such and such player. It's just all weird now with the NIL because you can just pay people whatever,
and then they just leave.
Did you see the dude from Florida's thing? Hit the money. Oh, I'll show it to you later. Crazy money. It was like show up to one autograph signing.
Oh,
like
$75,000.
Well,
it was like
a breakdown of what he was supposed to make.
What's the dude that plays at Alabama, the quarterback?
Bryce Young.
When you already had a multi-million-dollar contract before he stepped a foot on the college field.
Crazy.
Didn't you have to go to college? He already had the contracts. He could have gone and been terrible, and it didn't matter. He already made all this money.
Millions of dollars.
It's nuts. Anyways,
good for them.
You know who else needs to make millions of dollars? These boys and boys plan.
Heck yeah.
I was telling Justin earlier in the little snippet thing from whatever the site was, I saw a bunch of them just graduated from high school, so good job. You guys.
All tied it up right
I graduated from high school 13 years ago, so.
Yeah, a little different there.
Good on you.
They graduated a little later.
Good on you, mate. I don't know. But this week's episode started out like how the other one did for Girls Planet, where they kind of like in the future. And then they went back into the past to finish the performances from last week.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that. It's really weird. The other thing that's kind of weird about that...
You do have to, like, think about it for a second.
Is it, like, shows the clips, because they watch them doing their own episode.
Yeah.
But then they, like, showed that, and showed that Han Bin was the number one in voting. Who, if you guys don't remember, he, like, was a former trainee with Matthew at Cube, or was it Cube, or...
Where were they at?
So, I don't remember. Somewhere. And he was the number one overall vote getter for...
Week 1, I guess.
Oh, I just put some canon on here. I don't know. It might have been Cube. It might have been somewhere else. I don't remember. But then it like flashed back to actual finishing up the performances of what they're currently doing, which is like the little stage of
evaluation. Yeah, like literally it's like technically taking it back to episode 1.
But it's always weird because after they went back to show us the rest of the performances, they like never went back to show anything else from that whole thing. And it was like a whole thing. They were in an auditorium watching it, and like Sunmi was there.
Sunmi came in and was like the master, the planet master for the event, and she just like kind of sat there in the middle, and they watched it. And it was really just like a funny thing, like
Yeah, kind of like, oh, you guys are so bad, or this is funny.
Like some of the bad people, they everyone laughed and had a good time. It was kind of just like a fun comic relief type thing, but it was weird because we never saw everyone go yet, and they did. So, and then they kind of flashed back to,
and then they had final rankings from the first week of voting or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we went back to the actual performances. So they already.
That's why we were really confused. Wait, did they not rank everyone? But then we're no, of course they did because they already did this whole episode. They just cut it in half.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't
know why they showed the rankings at least before the episode. I don't know, but
because last year
it was
on
a
Girls
fun
Planet, or was it last year?
Yeah.
Seems like it was so long ago.
I know.
Last year on Girls Planet, they had a little host guy watching all the performances and giving his rankings for certain people. And then it would just stop and go back and show the rest of the rankings.
I didn't like that guy.
And I was like, this is weird. Why'd you do that?
Yeah, at least the guys were in there to watch it and they could have fun reactions and all that. And
it also continued its trend where it showed Huey, or Huey, whatever you call him.
Huh.
He, at the end of last week, was showed crying and being sad, he did terrible always.
Classic Eugen.
And then of course they started this episode and he didn't even go first.
Nope.
He went last.
Did not pick up. They always do that. They did not pick up where they left off at all.
I don't know. It's weird. But they went in and they started doing the rest of the performances, which there wasn't a ton left.
No.
Because we did a lot of them last week.
There's just a few.
This is only, I'd say, maybe not even half the episode. This is probably less than half the episode.
It was really fast.
Yeah. And one of the people... Well, I got a list of some people that stuck out to us, kind of. Because there wasn't as many. But one of the guys who had an all-star performance, Justin said he was the number one MVP of this episode. And it was a guy named Kita from Osaka.
Yep.
The Osaka squad. He was what was it, a trainee with Cypher?
He's in Cypher. He's trained for 9 years.
Yeah, he was in Cypher, the group.
Or he is
Cypher.
now, if it's still a current group.
And he was good.
He was really good. He definitely gets the Kpop Kimchi Man of the Match award for episode 2. Because, my gosh, he was an all-star the whole way.
You can definitely tell that he's had a lot more practice, a lot more professional practice than other people have.
That's what I was just thinking about. The girls, guys, whatever, we see these guys struggle with things. And it's just they just didn't have the training. You know what I mean?
Just when it even comes down being able to breathing properly when he's dancing,
singing, training, dancing, training.
Yeah.
If these guys got good training, they're just better than these guys. Some of these guys are none and they suck. But that's because no one taught them right. It's obviously training is a big deal. So him training 9 years and being a debut idol, he's pretty good.
I was comparing it to if you guys watch sports basketball.
Yeah.
There's guys that come in, from college or whatever, and they play in NBA teams. They don't do well or they don't get enough playing time, so they want to go to the D League so they get more playing time. Mm-hmm. And just because they step foot on the NBA court, they'll go to the D League and average 35 points a game. Just destroy these dudes.
Yeah.
And then they'll get called back up, and they'll not get any playing time again. But it's just they're just so much better from getting the professional help from the NBA trainers and the staff there for whatever amount of time they are there. And then it's just another level. It's just crazy.
You kind of laugh at the guys who do really bad, but then you think about it and you're well, what else are they supposed to do? They don't have the training to do this. They're not going to magically snap out of it and be amazing. People obviously can get better, but for some of these guys who really can't sing, they're not just going to be incredible.
Yeah, they're not just going to be
they're not going to move up
huge.
4 stars up, and be wow, where did this come from? It's someone like that is going to have the proper training and the proper years of putting in the work. So it's just it does, and especially if they had good training too, so I'm sure there's a lot of K-pop companies and guys whatever that maybe their teachers aren't even that great. So
don't get me wrong, there's some people that are just naturally good at stuff,
right,
anything in the world, people are just naturally good at something. But even for naturally good, the amount of training some of these dudes have gotten over 7-8 years,
and just to go,
you can't compare it with it. It's just
yeah, and the way they sing and you said breathe and the facial expressions and the way they learn choreography. It's if we saw a lot of the Japanese trainees in the Produce 48 and Girls Planet and stuff, or the foreign they're we never even did these types of things. They
even Sakura.
They're we never worked on this. How are you supposed to do it if you never even knew or trained it?
She's all these other girls in Korea got proper training. We were just all about having fun.
We're just about having fun and cute and just getting the crowd involved. It's oh well, guess what? You come over here, you gotta dance and sing and not just do it to be fun, but do it to be like perfect. So,
But you can definitely tell they're just on a whole different level
right,
compared to some of these other
yeah.
people.
It's just obviously noticeable. So.
But yeah, so the Cypher guy, Kita, super good. We'll get into what he did later in the episode. He also did some other stuff.
Man of the episode.
But he was good. Then we have Jiwoong, who was like this guy. I think he was a foreign guy too. I don't actually remember. But he was the guy who was like a very good looking dude that everybody was like, it like focused on him, and that one guy was like super obsessed with him.
Oh my gosh, everyone wanted to date that guy.
They really
was
did.
it him? The guy from the drama, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Everyone loved him. Everyone wanted to take him out.
Like literally, like so many guys.
They literally just like loved him.
One guy on his
Loved
team
him.
literally talked the entire time about how much that he wanted to kiss him.
Yeah, and he like almost did.
Yeah.
And
then he regretted it that he didn't.
yeah, I mean,
he literally said, "I don't live my life with the regrets."
He's like, I have to do it, and he almost did. I just should have, man. He was super close. Everyone loved him for his visuals.
And then they did a dance, of course, Sporadic by TVXQ because everybody loves that song for some reason.
Yeah.
And then he...
They really do.
Actually, everyone in that group did pretty good.
I thought they were okay.
And then they got their little, like, star rating or whatever. They had to go to their other training. But, yeah, they all did pretty good. And he actually got, like, a really high rating off of that.
He did well. Really, I mean, like, definitely, like, goes into his, I guess, like, sexier kind of vibe, too. Like, the way he danced and stuff. He almost, like, was almost overdoing it, but he did a good job.
He also is an actor already, so it's not like...
Yeah, he's, like, been in dramas. So he's, like, I guess a celebrity already.
Then after that, there's some other performances, but then we finally got our boy Takedo to show up.
That's what I'm talking about.
The real MVP
This
of the
is who
episode.
we wanted to watch literally since we saw him come out on the stage. Like, we were waiting for this performance.
My only gripe with him is that he didn't do Candy by H.O.T. because he should have.
I mean, I don't know
Or
how.
Chewing Gum by, like, NCT
I don't
Dream.
know
That'd
how.
have been sick.
Hopefully he gets a stage later to do that because I've never seen a person fit a concept more than him and Candy.
Everybody loved him because he was super cute and he was giving hearts to everybody. Like, didn't speak the language very well.
Literally just throwing hearts. Everyone was like, why is he still throwing hearts? He could not stop throwing hearts.
And then he, like, went out there and, like, did a backflip.
That was sick.
And then he sang, like, a Rain song in, like, a Kids Bop version.
Yeah, and
He's actually pretty good.
I thought he did pretty well. It was funny because, like, everyone's kind of, like, taking him as a joke, obviously, because he's so adorable and goofy. Then he hits his backflip, and I was like, okay,
whoa!
This guy actually might be doing something. I mean, not everyone was doing backflips out there.
Even the judge was like, this guy's born to be a celebrity.
Yeah, I know, right? But he did, I thought he did pretty well.
He did good. I thought he did good. I thought the biggest robber is the fact they gave him 0 stars.
Yeah,
and then they gave some other guys stars. Like, I don't know how that happened.
I don't know if it was, like, all in, like, plot armor for later on. I don't know, but he got 0 stars. 100% didn't deserve it.
Did not deserve it.
He got the crowd going, had a good presentation. Was he all-star? No. But definitely not 0. We were not happy about that.
I don't know. That was so dumb. I don't know why that happened.
How did he not at least get 1? I thought he should get, like, 2.
I thought he should have at least got 1.
Yeah. I just thought he was good enough for 2. Because it seemed like he sang okay, too. Like, it wasn't,
Yeah, during the thing, he, like, sang good. He did.
And everyone's like, oh, he's singing good.
And he actually did fun dance.
He had, like, a fun dance. Maybe it wasn't, like, the most crazy dance, but it got the people going, and the crowd loved it. And then they're like, 0 stars. I was like, that makes no sense.
I was like, that's kind of bogus.
But he performed well. I didn't know what to expect. I thought maybe he'd be freaking horrible.
I know. I honestly thought it was going to be terrible.
He's just going to come out and literally be the most comic relief ever. But he backed it up a little bit. Well, I guess he didn't because he had 0. But
hey, I mean, he did better than a lot of people did, honestly.
He did. He was the best 0 out there, I'll say that. He was way better than those dudes with the silky shirts.
Oh, 100%.
Those guys suck.
And then there's some other guys that went after him who were, like, not good, and they got, like, 2 stars.
Like 2 or 1, and you're like, you're not even noticeable.
And they're like, you have potential.
A big thing to me is, like, if someone's, like, noticeable, and those guys were not noticeable. Takano was noticeable. So, and he did, I give him credit, he was, like, I guess a solo guy. Like, he didn't dance with anybody, he danced by himself.
That's him in his hockey gloves.
Not so, yeah, I know. And he hit that backflip.
That
alone is a star.
Just little Mike Clemens out there.
Little Hayes. He's kind of like a very feisty cheerleader.
He really is, actually.
He'd be perfect for like a head male cheerleader. But yeah, we love him.
Yeah. I'm planning to pass him into the finals just because
I hope he may. I don't know. I mean, he got a lot of screen time this episode, so that's good.
Then we have Park Han-bin from Wake One Entertainment. He was pretty sick.
Yeah, he was real
And
good.
he and the rest of the Wake 1 guys came out and did the reel by ATs.
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty dope.
They were really good. That's a sick song that we really love.
And it was like one of those things where just like, why are you just not a group?
I'm like,
why are you bothering being on the show? Just Wake 1, go put them out there.
Yeah, that's what we said. We're like, Wake 1, you got a boy group right here.
Like,
that is good and can sing and has a cool presence and people will like them. Just go do it.
I don't know. But he was pretty cool. So that was a cool performance. And then last we had Huey. And of course the whole build-up was, is he going to be good? Like, is he going to...
Still don't really know his situation with him.
I don't know. The whole
Because he had a whole, like, Pentagon. He, like, talked about it
and
we kind of didn't pay attention to what he said. He kind of makes it sound like they're not even a group and he's not in it.
Or they, like, didn't want him back or something.
Or, like, they're like, you're not here anymore. Or it's not the same. I don't know.
You're not who you used to be.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he came out and did, like, his own rearrangement to Shut Down by Blackpink.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was, like, he rearranged the whole thing. Like, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it gave off, like, crazy, like, weird, dark Phantom of the Opera vibes. Which is, I mean, it sounded good. He killed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the easiest 4-star all pass
of
the whole show.
We said, like, what do you even say? Like, he did really well and sang really well and danced pretty well, so why would he not get 4 stars?
So, of course, everything it ended off on in the last episode had nothing to do with this episode.
Yep, classic. Just like Eugen crying in the last one. Like, they make it all dramatic and he's bawling his eyes out and the judges have weird faces. And guess what? He was an all-star.
Yeah.
So it was...
It's like when I watch those videos and it's like the moment I knew each member was going to make Kepler. Yeah. And it was just Eugen doing her intro performance to the show.
That really was like her highlight in the show and she never really did anything else from there. She kind of was just good the whole time and, made it in the middle of the group. So, but yeah, he was really good. I thought he definitely deserved to be an all-star.
He deserved the 4. He got the 4. And then he said, I made myself a 3 because my dancing lacks and I hope to get better.
Yeah.
Humble.
He was good. He was humble. He's been humble so far. Like, when we've seen guys not be so humble. So good for him.
I do think out of all the guys that we saw this week, that maybe Kita is the only one that I think is probably better than the guys we saw last week.
Yeah, I
do. That we put on like our pre-top 9.
Oh,
guys.
Yeah, I definitely think so too. I agree. Last week we saw more, but it was really strong last week.
I hate to say it, if I had to replace somebody here, I'd probably take out Takudo and put in...
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to put him as an honorary... like
he's playing it past last member. He's like the person on the All-Star reserve.
But compared to everybody we saw last week...
Kita was good. Everyone loved him.
But everybody else, I mean, like I said, that Ji-Woon guy, he honestly wasn't that great later on, so I don't see him doing much.
He had a rough rest of the episode.
And then Hanbin was good too, but the other dudes last week were like incredible.
And we saw a lot of guys last week were like, why are we not debuting right now?
Yeah, so we'll have to update our list of who we think is going to be.
Next week, I feel like it'll be a big one when we like actually update
get into
it
performances.
More. Yeah, when we're going to get some more actual performances.
Another thing that I saw that I didn't realize was a thing. Maybe they explained it, I just didn't see it, or maybe it didn't get translated right. But they're like a competition between who could get the most stars collectively, and they got like some reward for it. I didn't know that was even a thing till like the end of this episode, or the end of their little things.
Yeah.
And Korea ended up winning 119 stars overall. The global group or global guys who got 81.
I mean, it was no surprise.
Not even close.
No surprise.
But I was like, when was this like a thing? I didn't even know this was a thing going on. I thought they were just getting ranked.
What did they even win?
When they went in and listened to the performance, the other guys had to leave.
Oh, right.
Which doesn't make any sense.
They got
really.
to hear it.
They got their sneak peek of what their like little pick-me song was. And the global group had to leave and go outside and not hear it.
They just didn't get to hear it first.
Which makes zero sense because they all got to hear it anyways.
They always have competition stuff like that, and it's like a big deal, but then it like literally means nothing, and it's like, oh, you get
one extra egg today at lunchtime.
You get to like sit at this table for lunch, and it's like, or you get to go to this room first when everyone gets the same room. Like,
you get to pick your bed.
That was pretty much what it was. Yeah, they like all the G people left the room,
and that was it.
They're staying at the same place. They're doing like all the same stuff where the girls' planet was, which makes sense. Like the dorms, it's a little different setup in there, but it's the same buildings.
So is that just like a school-like structure that's like always set up all the time and people rent it out?
In like the snowy mountains, where are they? I mean, we could probably look that up, but then there's like the auditorium thing and stuff, kind of like the big open spaces that the girls were in to practice. Like that's the same as the boys too. So I don't know. I'd like to. Maybe it's a college or something. I like with dorms and. But you think they'd be in school? I have no idea where it is, but it's the same place where the Girls Planet Girls stayed. So yeah, then they did go to their dorms, or I guess they did some pick me stuff, which is not called that, but.
Yeah, they basically got separated in the little rankings, and they got like jerseys with stars on them.
Oh, coolest thing ever.
Then they had all the global guys go outside, and the Korean guys got to listen to it, and then they like went to their dorms. That's pretty much all that happened after that.
Yeah.
But before we get to our next part,
we should probably get some more drinks.
Try some more drinks.
Let's do. I'm trying to pick the most white peach. We'll save that one. We'll do strawberry watermelon.
Ooh. I'm expecting it to taste like summer.
We need that, man. It's been cold for 800 years here. Ooh, smells okay. It's red.
I will say that Superberry one smelled kind of weird.
It smelled like sweat. You were right. It smelled good for a second and then bad.
I guess this just smells like a light strawberry.
Kind of like Gold's locker room or something, where it's like they have like the smelly things in there,
yeah.
But then it just smells bad.
I don't know. This one's not my favorite.
No, that one's not as good. It's not bad, but it's not as good.
I think it would have just been better if it was watermelon.
At least it doesn't have a weird aftertaste.
It doesn't have a weird aftertaste. Actually, I mean, it tastes. It's honestly not bad. It's just not my favorite flavor.
I really appreciate the no aftertaste though. I'm
gonna give that one a 6. Sorry,
I'll go 5, sticking with the other rankings.
It's not very good.
Middle of the road. No, we'll pass that one on. All right, what one next? We'll just do pineapple coconut. I'm expecting this one to be really good. It's got a yellow can. Will it have a yellow look? It do.
That means it's good. Get that milky,
pineapple.
the creamy look to it.
It does have the milkiness. Smells
good. It smells like pineapple and coconut.
Ooh, got my nose in it. A little too much sniffing.
That one's good. Tastes like pineapple and coconut.
Whoa, that's good.
Yeah, I love pineapple coconut. Such a good
that's combo. A good one. Yeah, we want some more of that. I'm going to give that an 8.
I'll give it also an 8.
That was the best one so far, I believe.
I'd say so.
These are impressive. I'm impressed with these.
Especially for $1.50.
Yeah, I know, right? Gosh. I can't think of an energy drink that cheap that's better than this. Like, anywhere.
Rip It.
What's it say?
Gosh. Rip It's the one from Dollar General.
Heck yeah. The ultra sugar.
It just tastes like straight sugar.
It's just ultra sugar. There was like, pour some more in there. Pour some
It's
more
like them and like Venom. It's just like straight sugar, but like $1.
Venom is $1. Venom, not horrible.
Okay, so after they did their little stuff and went to the dorms, they had to go basically practice for the rest of the episode, and they got, split off like based off the rankings into like vocal groups, dance groups, whatever's going on, so they can practice individual stuff. And the name of their song they have is called Here I Am, and it's actually pretty sick, so I can't wait to see the actual performance of it.
We heard a lot of snippets today.
Oh my gosh, too many.
But it does sound amazing.
It does sound really cool. It's
really
just
good.
We heard a lot of it. But yeah, so they had like a little dance thing, and they basically got evaluated as a huge group. Like they'd be like, okay, G class or group, 4 stars versus the Korean ones. You have 5 minutes to learn this, and they like danced off to see who knew it better.
Yeah, in like the big auditorium.
And then they were like,
open space.
And then they were like 3, 2, 1, 0. And this is really the first time we've seen the judges be kind of mean to him.
Yeah, the judges definitely had a little bit more harsh words in this one.
Really just took him down a peg.
Trying to actually like be how we remember them in Produce type series, where they're like freaking mean, but kind of calling people out when they need to be called out.
Which is good. That's what they need.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yes, that happened. Then after that, nothing really happened. Then they went and they got with the coaches, and the coaches kind of trained them a little bit because I don't know if you guys have seen Girls Planet, but they had to do like a little, like them dancing by themselves in like a room, so they could be evaluated on their dancing and singing by the judges.
Yeah,
and then they got reorganized. So really, the first stars don't mean much, except that's what they expect from you.
Yeah, it's honestly the worst if you're a high star in the beginning.
Because if you're the high star at the beginning, they just expect you to be great all the time.
They expect you to always be a high star. It's like, well, nowhere to go but down.
But if you're like a 0, 1, or 2, and you like impress them, like, wow, this is way better than I thought you were. You're going up to a 3-star or 4-star.
I mean, being right in the middle of 3, you're in a good spot because that means you're probably pretty good, and then you can show more of your individual skill when it's just you, and you move up.
But then they went and did their stuff individually, like I said, and they got reevaluated and re-put into different spots. So it's like some guys went from 0 to 1. Some guys went from like 2 to like 3. I think one guy went to like 4. And then if you're in the 4 group and you didn't do good, you got moved down. Like Huey got moved down to 3.
Yeah,
another guy got moved down.
He forgot the lyrics to the song. So they, obviously being a 4 or top star, no lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
So that bumped him down, which was understandable. So he's still a 3-star in the Korean team. Because we did learn today, which I guess they already said it. It is Korea versus everybody else.
That's pretty much what the whole show is. I didn't realize it. I thought
I didn't really realize that either
until,
which I mean, obviously, I don't know. We'll see, but it was literally like the G group was split up.
That's what voting's going to turn into anyway. So
in the different categories of stars, and then the Korean group in the different categories of stars. So that means there's a lot of different teams to go do different trainings with, because that's a lot of different people. But it was Korea versus everybody else.
So yeah, I mean. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned it. I don't think I did. This whole process is basically just them sorting people out for the little tower cake thing for the Here I Am performance.
The Here I Am performance of like who's going to be...
So like 0's on the floor,
yeah.
Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4's the top, and then the center position is going to be the very
like
middle
the
guy.
Candle on the top
so
of the case.
Yeah, pop out of it and be like the star focal point of the group.
Yeah, just
when
like
they do the performance.
We've seen on the other types of shows too, is they kind of battle for that positioning to be the, higher up the better.
Correct.
So that's what, so each guy had to go in front of the judges and perform the song and sing it and dance to it. There were some really bad ones.
There's actually a couple guys that weren't great, but they definitely preferred. They definitely improved a lot from when they got there like a day ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure about the timetable, but they did do better. People did improve. Takano did. He got a star.
He got a 1.
We were hyped. He came in and rose his finger up with a 1.
Based off his performance.
He did good. He did good. We went down. I'm trying to think who else. The 2 guys, I don't remember their names, but the 2 guys with the silk shirts both stayed at 0 because I don't know why they had their whole little hyping up of those guys, because they're both so bad.
They're always just be connected because they both did the same
They're just
song.
both horrible, and then they're crying. So I was like, dude, but again, you're not good. So I get you're trying hard, but you're 0 still. You didn't deserve anything higher than this.
And then of course it left on a cliffhanger, and one of the most popular dudes is going up, and we don't know if he did good or bad, but they make it seem like he did bad.
And then they show everybody's shocked face. That was the other big moment for Kita, with Jay.
Oh yeah, so Jay.
This really cemented his Man of the Match award.
Yeah, so Jay,
our Captain American hero.
He got a lot of screen time last week. He really didn't get a ton this week.
He didn't get any in the beginning of the episode. Or really even 3/4 of the episode.
But then he was at a 4-star, which is all-star, the best. Mm-hmm. And he was just really lacking behind in the dancing for the songs.
Yeah,
he went in the corner and cried by himself.
Yeah, he was having a tough time learning the choreo.
He's like, I just can't do it. I don't know. I felt like I was behind, blah, blah, blah. And then Kita came in like the Superman he is. He's like, hop on my back, son. I'm going to take you to the championship.
Yep. And he personally kind of gave him one-on-one lessons to help him learn.
Yep.
It's good stuff. I mean, it's what a good teammate / leader person does. And then kind of took him under his wing, and
because of that, Jay went and did his performance, and he got 4 stars.
Yep.
He managed to say he's a 4-star.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
And if it wasn't for
really
Kita,
cool.
he couldn't do it.
Yeah, and he said that, and he came back and gave him a big hug, and again, that was cemented Kita as hey man, you're doing really well, and Jay stayed on top too. So, which that boy can sing. He can really sing. So, that was definitely a highlight of the episode. But yeah, that was pretty much it. They're just getting ready to gear up for the Pick Me stage. Well, not Pick Me, but the main stage.
Yeah, the Here I Am stage.
The Here I Am stage, and then we're going to eventually start getting into some actual stages here.
Yeah, I think next week they're going to start splitting off into groups for the actual stage stages, cover songs.
And they look crazy on the
Well, look pretty good.
They looked really good on the old preview for the episode. So, and then that probably means we're gearing up for a first elimination.
Ooh, the first elimination.
Heck yeah. But it was a good episode. It was fun. Just kind of getting through the learning of the Here I Am and all that. So
We just heard that song so many times. And it wasn't even like the full song.
Have not heard the full
song
song
yet. It was like a 20-second snippet, like over and over and over.
Snippets
and over
of
and
like
over
the
and
chorus
over
and like
again.
showing the guys dance to it. Yeah. So I still haven't heard the full song, but it sounds great from the 20 seconds we've heard 1,000 times.
And as of now, your favorites can still be there because no one's got eliminated.
Yep,
So.
no eliminations yet. We'll
see next week how things go. But yeah, I mean, so far it's been cool.
Week 2, pretty good. Really enjoyed it. They kind of showcased some of the guys who went second in the like preliminary performances, just to kind of get them some screen time. Because some guys didn't get as much from the beginning, but that's because they got it last week. So
it showed like the actual overall rankings that have been happening so far.
Yeah,
and they're like still showing guys I've never even seen on the show. So
yeah, I don't even know yet. We're still kind of learning everybody, and it's just weird. We know with these types of shows is like you could be on there and no one will ever know you because they don't show you. If they don't show you, then no one will know.
One thing that I guess it's all part of the thing. But there's honestly probably like an hour worth of the show they could have cut out and it wouldn't have made any difference.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, I don't know why there's been an emphasis on people who are not good.
Like, you could literally be like, okay, these are all the dudes, whatever. Show them the song clip. And then just do like you know how sometimes it's like speed through a montage of things? Mm-hmm. Just a montage of them like a little day 1, day 2, whatever. Of them practicing their stuff and then showing to their like final performance and showing where they're getting re-ranked at.
Yeah.
Like, there really wasn't a reason for, like, the hour-long part of them getting yelled at and trained or whatever.
We saw them, like, training and then training for their individual, like, performance of the song. Like, we saw them as a team in the vocal room, and then, like, individually they had to do it, too, so.
I mean, I get how it's important because you want to see them train and do whatever, but it's like, you could have montaged through that and easily cut it in half at least. You didn't need like that whole segment.
This is just the veteran elimination show
kinda
coming
like,
out of just like knowing how the show works.
I know once we get to the stages, there's gonna be like 3 stages an episode.
Oh,
because they're gonna show like a backstory of how trashy they are.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna go up on stage and be fine.
That's like Produce 48. It was just a haul. And they're like right about to do the stage, then time for an hour and a half montage of the girls being freaking horrible.
For their like 3-minute performance.
At least Girls Planet, it was like a little bit, not as much, and you're like, okay, well at least like in their practice they did okay. Produce 48, it was like these girls don't even know how to walk, and then they had their performance and it was flawless.
Yeah, I don't know.
They really.
I'll be honest, I'm not really looking forward to that because that just takes so long.
It just sucks because they're always like right about to do it, and then they like get into it, and you're like, okay, well,
it's just
because we like know the drill.
You like put all the performances in one episode instead of having 3 episodes.
And the performances are always the best. That's what we want to see. I guess that's why they try and build up to it so much. But yeah, it was a good episode. It was fun to watch. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited to see.
I'm ready to see just the performances.
Honestly, I'm excited for some eliminations.
Also that too.
I think we need to get some guys out of there. Honestly,
there's some guys that definitely aren't going to be there.
They're just like so bad, and it's like you're not going to make it. Like, you know, hopefully you can have a better, brighter future somewhere else, doing something else. But you're just not very good.
True.
So hopefully for that, but it was good. It was fun.
But we got these last 2 flavors.
Oh yeah, we'll get the last 2 flavors and then wrap it up. We'll do tropical punch.
I'm interested why this tropical punch isn't the right color.
Sky blue in a way. Oh, and it's red color.
That's kind of weird.
I don't know if I agree with that.
For those who've been listening to us for a long time, you know my favorite flavor is not tropical punch because I've had it a lot. That and blue raspberry.
Well, it just tastes like fruit punch.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm going to give it a 5, though, because I don't like tropical punch.
I'll give it a 6.
I mean, some people, it's like their favorite flavor. I just had so many tropical punch
I don't mind it.
flavors.
It just tastes like every other one that
like, oh, wow, it tastes like tropical punch Kool-Aid.
I feel like it's a flavor you're never really going to blow me away with because it's good, but like not really going to be
If I had to pick a flavor that I consider like a generic flavor for anything,
it's tropical punch.
Or blue raspberry.
Absolutely. All right,
this
so
is
last
white peach. Also, white peach is another one I like.
Ooh,
It's always really... You can't really mess with white peach. It really smells like a peach gummy ring.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes like a peach. Pretty good.
That's good.
I'll give that one an 8 because that's delicious. I love peach.
I'll give that one a 7. Yeah, it was good.
I love peach and I love
The peach. I feel like the peach
Pineapple
energy drink
coconut.
is like the most consistent flavor of any energy drink I've ever had.
Yeah, it's really hard to mess it up.
But yeah, that does it with Zoa. Those were pretty good. Honestly, very solid.
Not too bad.
Thanks, The Rock.
Yeah, thanks, Rock, for making the world a better place.
Absolutely. But yeah, Boys Planet Boys Planet. Episode 2 was good. Catch us for next week. We got episode 3. Everything you need to know. I'm JT. Please follow the Kpop Kimchi podcast. We love you guys. See you next week. Peace.
Later.